What's going on, YouTube? What's up? So Craig Hodges been on all that smoke telling Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson about what he went through while he got blackballed by the NBA. He was wearing dashikis, of course, and he talking about when he went to the White House and met with then President Bush, the senior, and how it led to the NBA and David Stern running him out the league because he was a three-point king at the time, three-point shooting king at the NBA All-Star game. But David Stern didn't want his NBA to be dealing with no real issues. I've mentioned before that Hodges once wanted Magic and Jordan to boycott the NBA of Game 1, and they looked at him crazy. But I understood what his philosophy and his take was. He was talking about the institutionalized systematic racism that has then and went on. Why are black athletes whiteballed from the NBA? Because they speak their mind? In a business that does put them as an auction. Now, some people can come out there and say, well, you get paid millions of dollars, you should be happy, shut up and dribble the ball. And he alluded to that on the show about what they tell him. What they don't tell you, though, is that they want you to stand on while you get defamed by some of the fans and how the owners really operate and how the game is really played, and how they've supported known bigots in the NBA. Because Robert Sarver with the Phoenix Suns of recent memory, and Donald Sterling, who was an owner when Hodges was playing, and the black and white politics that goes on between from Larry O'Brien, David Stern to Adam Silver, and they've done the game what they wanted to do to the game, to legislate it, to make it marketable, but they always want their black players to be happy-go-lucky and non-threatening. And they don't really have a mind to speak out on nothing because it's very corporate. They have sold a double whammy to making you think that they got the people thinking that the players run the league. That's one of the most craziest things that there's ever been proposed. That's not the case. Because when they ran my dude Rauf out the league, he wouldn't stand up the anthem. They ran him out. They made Allen Iverson, they whitewashed him from putting his album out and also his tats. And so when athletes were like making a stance against things, the empowerment. But let me give into more formal. A man like Oscar Robinson who stood on principle about it, and he never got a proper job offer. Dr. J.A.B.A., who was dominance, they brought him over because they needed him, but they needed him for lip service and for facial recognition. They did not want him to be necessarily as a spokesperson. They wanted to sell the game. See, this is what it's about. It's about marketing and selling. It's got nothing to do with your moral fiber. So when Craig Hodges speaks out about he got blackballed, he wouldn't let him back in the three-point contest, and all teams colluded against him, and he had a lawsuit. Does that sound familiar to what